Benjamin please stand up?
The life and thought of Walter Benjamin, next time on Philosophy Talk.
Listen to Philosophy Talk every Tuesday at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, July the 13th. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Micklin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and of course streaming everywhere from our website, ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching our visual radio program, streaming live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're glad that you are with us this morning as well, because coming up in the next few moments, we're going to be talking about kids, and particularly Clothes for Kids. It is the annual program that is done by the Rio del Sol Kiwanis Club. We'll be talking about that, how to raise money for the program, and how folks are doing that. That's coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. Later on this hour, technology with Lewis Campbell on our Monday Reboot segment. You will hear and see that at 8:50 a.m. this morning on KSJE. And then at 9 o'clock, don't forget, it is our local information program about the coronavirus, our COVID-19 program. Megan Cullip is joining me here in Studio A at 9 a.m. We'll be talking with Jeff Bourgeois, CEO of San Juan Regional Medical Center, as well as some other guests coming on the program today. You can watch it live on YouTube and Facebook this morning at 9, a rebroadcast on the radio this afternoon at 5:06 p.m. on KSJE. Because on the radio at 9, it's Roving with the Arts. Mick Hess is hosting our classical music program as always, of course. This morning, Mick is playing more music from the composer Teiberg, his Third Symphony on the radio this morning. That is coming up this morning at 9:06 a.m. on KSJE. We hope you'll tune in for that. Don't forget, in addition to Facebook and YouTube, you can also connect with us on Twitter and on Instagram as well. Weather forecast, it's going to be a partly sunny day today. There's been still already a sprinkle or two in the region this morning. 98 for a high with some scattered showers in the forecast today. Tonight's low 70. It'll be partly sunny tomorrow with another chance of showers on Tuesday. 96 for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday with overnight lows in the mid to upper 60s. Partly sunny and 92 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, and mid-90s on Saturday. And again, a chance of a shower every day this week. So maybe we'll see some good moisture from some of these cells that are moving through. In fact, there's a good one hitting the parts of the city right now on San Juan County. Well, let me turn to my guest who is here with me this morning to talk a little bit about the Rio del Sol Kiwanis Club. Bob Brooks is in the studio with me this morning. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good.
Thanks for coming in to be with me this morning to talk a little bit about the Rio del Sol Kiwanis Club. It's a club you've been involved with for a while, right?
Since the inception in Farmington, about 6 years.
Okay. And so you are involved with this Clothes for Kids campaign, and the club's been doing this for a number of years as well.
Yes, we've been doing that since the beginning.
Right. And the idea is to identify kids in the community who are in need of clothes specifically for the winter time, correct?
Yes, it is. We work with all the schools in the county, principals, counselors, teachers, and they help nominate kids that are in critical need for clothing, and we try to help them out the best we can.
Right. And so this year, though, as in with everything else, it's a little bit of a challenge, I think, right? Because a lot of your fundraisers have had to be postponed or canceled where you normally would be raising money for this program.
Yes, it's a trying year for everyone. We lost our duck race, our Riverfest at the duck race. We have pancake breakfast, and then in the fall we always do our Dining with the Dead, and those are our main fundraisers for Clothes for Kids. And all of them had to be canceled this year, but the kids still have a great need out there, so we're trying to help them any way we can.
Right. And so what you're doing now is just a direct appeal for donations, right?
Yes, we are. We're asking the public to help us out. The kids still need help, and had considered canceling the event, but we said, no, the kids still have the need out there, so we've got to do what we can.
Right. And it's maybe even a bigger need this year because we know maybe a lot of their parents are maybe reduced hours or laid off or what have you because of all this COVID-19 stuff.
That's very true. Some are getting the stimulus, but that doesn't go very far. A lot of people are out of work, and even though some people are doing okay, we feel that the need's going to be even greater than in previous years, but without the funding, well, we'll do what we can.
Right, right, and that's important. And so I know you've already raised some money, but you're still looking to try to reach your goal, and so there's still a ways to go.
Yes, we are. We've got not quite a third of what we'd like to have, which at this time of year makes me real hesitant. It's just hard to raise the money for the kids this year, but we need to try. We've got to do something.
Right. And so how this works is you have this money and you identify these kids. You work with the schools, and you mentioned you're working with all the school districts in the county, basically, right? All 4.
Yes, we do. We work with all 4 school districts. They give us nominations of children in dire need of clothing, and then we schedule a time. We go to Target with all of them, and we personally shop with volunteers. We don't have enough club members to help us with this. And we personally shop with the kids to help them pick out school-appropriate clothing. We've got last year we did a little over 300, and it takes about 100 volunteers from the community, and they've been great for years. They come out and they help us shop with the kids. But this year, we're not really sure where we're going to be.
Sure, but we're showing a picture right now for our viewers of a scene probably from maybe last year at Target or a previous year in Target, and of course, you'll be at the stores again this year with whatever funds you raise, right?
Yes, we will. We'll be there.
And the kids, go ahead.
We'll be there for the kids. We've already talked to Target. We may have to spread it out a little bit more over a few more days because of the social distancing and the masks. But the kids, you would not believe how the kids love this. I've had some kids come up. Our volunteers have told me, one of them said that these children think I'm Santa Claus. Keep telling them I'm not, I'm just a helper. And they said, we know who you really are.
Yes.
It just breaks your heart to see some of these kids that get a chance to shop and are given things that they haven't had this chance.
Well, that's the other part of this, too, that I always think is such a great thing, is that these kids get to go through and pick out their own clothes, right? I mean, they're brand new clothes, and maybe for some of these kids, they may have not had a chance to go shopping for brand new clothes. Maybe it's a hand-me-down from Big Brother or Big Sister.
It is. They get to shop, and I had a story of one of the girls. She came in and she went through and chose clothes, and our volunteers, their goal is to kind of keep them on target to the $100. It's bad when you get it to the register and you've got $150 and you're trying to figure out what not to get. And but little girl was shopping with her volunteers, and she said, I'd really like some shoes. And they said, well, we're getting close. And she said, no, I want shoes. I've never had new shoes in my life. And they said, well, come on, you didn't have some at Easter or Christmas? He said, I have 6 older sisters. I have never had new shoes. Volunteer turned around and they headed for the shoe department.
There you go. Just as simple as that.
Yes, it is.
But that's amazing that a lot of these kids, that's kind of where they're coming from. And so this is got to be a big change for them when they get a chance to come shopping with the Kiwanis.
It is. They're the smiles. I have the easiest job in the place. I kind of organize it. I don't shop with the kids usually because I'm just trying to fight fires. But when they come out, they're all smiling. Target gives them some popcorn, and they say goodbye. And I've gotten more hugs than I could even count.
Right. Which is wonderful, and that's terrific. Bob Brooks is my guest this morning. He is with Rio del Sol Kiwanis Club. They are having their annual Clothes for Kids campaign. It is coming up. Of course, you do this usually in the fall, right? Maybe November?
First week of November.
Okay. And they're looking for funds to help with that because all of their fundraisers have had to be canceled this year because of COVID-19, and that is no surprise to anybody that what's been going on. And so, for folks who would like to help out, or businesses maybe that want to make a donation, what can they do?
We've got our website, www.realdelsolkiwanis.com. You can go on there. The first page has how to sponsor a child. It will come up immediately. And if you're not tech friendly, you can drop by Howard's Cleaners at any time and drop off a check. Howard's has helped us for many years, and they're always there for the kids.
That's true. And so there's two ways to do that. And again, a great way to do it. And you're accepting donations between now and, I guess, the fall, right?
Until almost the day we go shopping.
Right. And so that will work. And you were mentioning that you've raised maybe about a third of what you think you need for the fundraiser or the activity this fall?
We have. We've had people stepping up already, contacting us and asking us if they could help.
Great. That's wonderful. And that's a good thing. So let me ask you a bit about the club, because Rio del Sol Kiwanis has been around for about how many years?
6 years.
6 years, right? Mm-hmm. And you've been involved since that time, and some other folks that are able to help out and get the word out. And this is one of the many things that the club does throughout the year, correct?
Yes, it is. We seem to be a kid-oriented club. We have clothes for kids. We do coats for kids. We do shoes for kids, and we also have participated in the African Reading Project. It's a libraries in Africa that we've helped another group send books, collect books, and send them to Africa for the children.
Nice. And like other service clubs, I mean, that is kind of your mission, is to help out where you can. And as you mentioned, a lot of your projects involve kids.
Yes, it is. Our motto is serving the children of the world one at a time.
Right. And this is one way to do it, through these programs.
It is. We enjoy getting together, but our whole goal is to help make a better community for Farmington.
Right. And so over the years, as you mentioned, with these kids that come shopping and get an opportunity to, get about roughly $100, right, to go shopping. And I imagine a lot of these kids come from families that don't have $100 to go shopping with on occasion.
It is. It's hard. It's hard to choose them. I'm glad that's not my part of the job. I leave that to the counselors and principals, because they know the children so much better than I ever would.
Right.
And they give us children that are in need of clothing. And years ago, we asked the schools, what can we do to help you? And they said, bring a whole truckload of money. And we said, well, we can't go there.
Right.
But we finally talked with a lot of teachers, and one said, I have children that come to school that don't have appropriate clothing. And they're just they don't fit in, and they know it, and the other kids have a hard time with it. And she said that they're just in a little cocoon in the back, and it's hard to get them to participate. So we gave the first year, we took 40 kids shopping and asked some of the teachers. I said, is this what we need to be doing? And they said, oh, you would not believe the difference it made with these children's lives. Said they came out, next thing we know, they're playing with all of them. They're showing their teachers their new clothes. Said it just made 180 degrees. They turned around. Those kids were it was fabulous. And they also said, you're not going to stop doing this, are you? I said, well, we're going to try to continue. And we have done this through Rio del Sol Kiwanis and previous through Rotary for more than 12 years. So this is a good program for the community. Sure.
Well, and a big difference, too, for these kids, as you mentioned. I think a lot of folks may be surprised to hear that maybe what kids wear to school may impact how they learn or how they get along with other kids at school.
That's true. It's not something I would have thought about. I've never been in the schoolroom as a teacher, and that's a hard job. And
right.
To see kids that are needy, a lot of these teachers are putting out their own funds for a lot of this, and they can't help all of them. So we do what we can to step up and help their kids a little bit. If we can make their day or week a little better, that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And roughly about 300 kids is who you help every year, right, from these school districts?
We have for about the last 8 or 9 years, we've done over 4,000 students altogether that we've helped shop for $100 worth of clothing at Target.
Okay. Overall, since it started.
Since we started, yes.
Right, which is a lot of kids that have been helped.
Yes, it is.
And that's terrific. So again, RioDelSolKiwanis.com is the website.
Yeah, that's it.
And to help a child is kind of the button that you can click on.
Yes, it is. Sponsor a child.
Sponsor a child. That's the language. Or I could drop off a check or cash at Howard's Cleaners.
You bet. Anytime.
Very good. And radio audience, Howard's Cleaners at 1601 North Dustin Avenue in Farmington, or RioDelSolKiwanis.com is the website.
Yes, sir.
For folks to be able to check it out.
That's
So,
it.
very good. Well, Bob, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate your help.
You bet. Appreciate you coming in, and all the work, of course, by Rio del Sol Kiwanis. And, of course, anyone that watches this show knows I'm a big supporter of Dining with the Dead. I've been part of it, I think, from its beginnings.
I think you have.
So
Been
we're
great.
looking forward to whatever we plan to do maybe in 2021 with Dining with the Dead. So stay tuned is what we say in radio, everybody.
Definitely.
So there's big plans of work. I know the wheels are turning in a lot of different heads around town. So we'll tell more about that when we get some more plans. So very good. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
You bet. That's Bob Brooks from Rio del Sol Kiwanis, my guest here on KSJE. And I'll be back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is 8:26.
Restaurants are disappearing fast.